Hi, my name is Taylor Carlstrand, and I'm a Texan born and raised. And throughout my life, I've seen my fair share of what this wonderful state has to offer. From the fun to the haunting. And yet, even after visiting a real-life castle in our previous episode, I still find myself wanting even more. Which is why, for our second episode, we're heading to Navasota, Texas to visit the St. Francis Wolf Sanctuary. So strap yourself in for the ride. This is Exploring the Lone Star State. If you're in Navasota, Texas and hear something howling at the full moon, don't worry, it's not a werewolf. It's probably just one of the wolves at the St. Francis Wolf Sanctuary.
Well, here at St. Francis we have 6 wolves, 6 wolf dogs, and one very special animal called a dog. He's been raised by our wolves, so he really thinks he's a wolf himself. They are all subcategories of the gray wolf, so they're all either timber, Arctic, or black phase wolves, and they range between 2 to 13 years old.
Founded by Jean Lefevre, this sanctuary houses and takes care of the wolves, each one as stunning as the last.
It's very interesting to work with these guys. They have different personalities of their own, they have different tastes, and they have their own good days and bad days, so it keeps things interesting. I like working here because of all the little things that happen, getting Alex to step a little bit closer, getting Rox to step a little bit closer, getting to see these guys actually bond with me, be like, hey, this is a nice person, I like her. Getting to see all these guys being able to play around and, take an interest in what we're doing. It's very different than any of the other animals I've worked with. I've done tigers and bears and a bunch of other variety, and they're different because of how they behave and how they actually interact. Some days they will want to come out and play with you, and other days they'll just want to sit down and take a nap. And everything we do is always on their time, so usually it's whatever they want to do. Other animals are always like, hey, I want food no matter what's going on, so they always come in and work with you. When we want them to come in for their shift so we can clean out their enclosures, or when we're trying to do training, getting them to sit down for 2 seconds is a huge deal. And sometimes just getting them to stand still without moving around is also a huge deal. So when we have something like that, it's one of those things that you just can't put into words. It gives you a nice feeling. These guys are sometimes very funny to watch. We have what we call play dates between Raja, Lapua, and Calypso. We get them together and they start running around, they start playing around. They sometimes trip over themselves and the other one comes rushing over to them, so getting to see that is always nice. McQuaid likes to play stalk with us. It's a game that once we run around, he'll start pacing the fence line with us and he'll chase us. And then as soon as we're done, we start chasing him and he actually plays with it. He'll jump around to us and then he'll run away from us. And then when he sees us stop, he'll turn around and be like, come on, let's keep going. And usually that tires both of us out. Typical day is the keepers will show up and are greeted always by a howl, letting everyone know that, hey, they're here, food's coming. We'll go into the kitchen, get their meals ready, add their supplements, go out, change out their waters, their pails, their tubs, give them some food, give them their enrichment, which is just something novel that they don't get every day. It's to encourage natural behaviors, and we just let them back out into their enclosure. I wanted to work here because I've always wanted to work with wolves, and working with other animals, I just haven't had the chance to work with wolves before. And the fact that this place is just wolves and wolf dogs is something I haven't seen before, so I wanted to actually come in and see what's going on and hopefully to help this place grow. They require a full meat diet. Right now we've actually transitioned them to a little bit of kibble into it, so it actually adds more protein, it adds more supplements, and it's a lot healthier for them because we use an exotic kibble made for zoos. They also require a lot more attention to keep them active, so they aren't just napping all day, and it keeps them not giving them natural behaviors like hunting and digging holes. Holes are one of their many talents that they like to do, and we also call that keeper enrichment because that's what we go in and fill in every day, the holes. In the future, we are hoping to receive more animals, mostly wolves and wolf dogs, and that's just as soon as we can get everything more developed and add more enclosures. But that is in the plan. Other than a normal tour, we have what we call a VIP tour where you get to go behind the line and sometimes feed out an enrichment that you help create. And then other than that, you have what we call a howl night. They are where you can receive a normal tour. Then you go roast marshmallows and hot dogs, and you get to listen to another keeper talk. and added to that, if you choose, you can also camp out with our wolves, and you will hear them howl all night long. And before the tour ends, the human pack usually howls and the wolf pack will howl back. And we also have 3 festivals throughout the year. We have their birthday party in spring, because all wolves are born in spring, so we just make a huge party for them. And we have a Halloween howl night, so people dress up in Halloween costumes, they come out, we have a contest, we can have their photos taken, and you listen to all kinds of keeper talks. And we have this Festival of the Wolves also in October, where again vendors will come out, food vendors, and it's just a great time. I really hope for this place to grow, get more enclosures, extend our tour line, maybe add a couple of buildings for like education, and open this place up a lot more to the public and just get known. A lot of people don't know we're here, so I just want to get out there and tell everybody that, hey, we're here, we exist, come visit us.
Now you don't just have to take my word for it, because if you go to stfranciswolfsanctuary.org, you can book a reservation to come up and see the wolves for yourself. The St. Francis Wolf Sanctuary is a wonderful place to get an up-close look at some magnificent and beautiful creatures, and it's sure to leave you howling at the moon alongside the wolves. Thanks for joining me on this trip, and I hope to see you on the next episode of Exploring the Lone Star State.